Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let us begin with the previous day's question. The report, Financing Cities of Tomorrow, is released by which of the following? A. World Bank. B. United Nations Human Settlements Program. C. International Monetary Fund. D. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The correct answer is option D. The report, Financing Cities of Tomorrow, was released by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development in 2024 to address the growing challenges of urban infrastructure financing in the face of rapid urbanization, climate change, and fiscal constraints. The report is part of OECD's broader agenda to support cities and subnational governments in achieving sustainable development goals and adapting to climate and digital transitions. By 2050, the global population living in cities is projected to reach 5 billion, growing from 3.5 billion in 2015. Hence, option D is the correct answer.
Welcome SSC aspirants. Drishti SSC is here to support you every step of the way. With free live classes, previous year questions, PYQs, demo classes, exam notifications, and strategy videos. Whether you're starting your journey or looking to refine your preparation, we've got you covered. Subscribe to our channel and stay updated with all the resources you need to crack your SSC exams. For more details, call us at 8750187501.
Question 1. With reference to the anti-defection law in India, consider the following statements. 1. It was added to the Constitution by the 91st Constitutional Amendment 2003 as the 10th schedule. 2. A nominated member is disqualified if they join a political party within 6 months of becoming a legislator. 3. A party can merge with another without disqualification if at least 1/3 of its legislators support the merger. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option D. The anti-defection law was introduced as the 10th schedule to the Constitution through the 52nd Constitutional Amendment 1985. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Voluntarily giving a party membership can be inferred from conduct, not just resignation. Voting or abstaining from voting against the party whip can lead to disqualification. A legislator can further be disqualified if he is an independently elected member and joins a political party. A nominated member is disqualified if they join a political party after 6 months of becoming a legislator. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. A party can merge with another if 2/3 of its legislators agree, with no disqualification for those who merge or stay. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 2. With reference to the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, consider the following statements. 1. It facilitates cross-border cooperation in criminal investigations and evidence sharing. 2. India's Ministry of External Affairs acts as the central authority for MLATs in criminal law matters. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. The Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, or MLAT, is a bilateral or multilateral treaty aimed at enhancing cross-border cooperation in criminal investigations, evidence sharing, and law enforcement. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Ministry of Home Affairs is the nodal ministry and the central authority for MLATs in criminal law matters. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. MLAT is legally binding for participating countries, ensuring reciprocity in cooperation, while it remains discretionary for non-MLAT countries. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 3. With reference to the Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement recently signed between India and the European Free Trade Association, consider the following statements. 1. European Free Trade Association consists of Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. 2. As part of TIPA, EFTA will invest $1 billion in India over 15 years. 3. India has a trade surplus with TIPA members. How many of the above statements is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option B. The Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement or TIPA between India and European Free Trade Association nations will come into force on 1st October 2025. EFTA consists of Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland, and they are not members of the European Union. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The agreement seeks to boost trade, attract investment and create employment by reducing tariff and non-tariff barriers. For example, EFTA will invest USD 100 billion in India over 15 years to create 1 million jobs. Hence, statement 2 is correct. In 2024-25, India exported goods worth USD 1.96 billion to EFTA nations and imported goods worth USD 22.45 billion, resulting in a significant trade deficit. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 4. Consider the following pairs. We have mass movements and their description. 1. Slides. Detachment of material from a steep slope descending by free fall or rolling. 2. Flows. Movement of soil or rock along a rupture surface, either curved or planar. 3. Spreads. Forward rotation and free fall of mass from a cliff. How many of the pairs given above are correctly matched? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option D. Slides involve the movement of soil or rock along a rupture surface, which may be curved or planar. Free fall or rolling is not a characteristic of slides, that is a feature of fault. Hence, pair 1 is not correctly matched. Flows are mass movements where water-saturated soil or debris behaves like a fluid. These include mud flows, debris flows, and earth flows. They do not involve movement along a rupture surface, that is a feature of slide. Hence, pair 2 is not correctly matched. Spreads are characterized by lateral extension and ground cracking, often triggered by liquefaction or plastic deformation of the underlying material. Forward rotation and free fall are not features of spreads. Hence, pair 3 is not correctly matched. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 5. Consider the following countries. 1. Chile. 2. Japan. 3. Mexico. How many of the above are located within the Pacific Ring of Fire? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option C. The Pacific Ring of Fire is a geologically active belt around the Pacific Ocean, characterized by a string of volcanoes and sites of seismic activity or earthquakes around the edges of Pacific Ocean. The Ring of Fire surrounds several tectonic plates, including the vast Pacific Plate and smaller Philippine, Juan de Fuca, Cocos, and Nazca plates. It runs through countries like Chile, USA, Indonesia, Mexico, Japan, Canada, Guatemala, Russia, Peru, and Philippines. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 6. Consider the following statements regarding the slum dwellers in India. 1. Slums can be defined as settlements of at least 20 households with inadequate sanitation and water facilities. 2. Slum rehabilitation and housing policies primarily fall under the jurisdiction of state governments. 3. India has the second highest number of flood-exposed slum dwellers globally. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option B. The Pranab Sen Committee defined slums as a compact settlement of at least 20 households characterized by poorly built tenements, often of temporary nature, crowded together with inadequate sanitation and drinking water facilities, and typically in unhygienic conditions. Hence, statement 1 is correct. As per Census 2011, about 17% of India's urban population lived in 1.39 crores slum households. Regulation, land and colonization are state subjects, so housing and slum rehabilitation are led by state or UT governments. Hence, statement 2 is correct. A global study published in Nature Cities has revealed that India has the world's highest number of slum clusters located in flood-prone areas. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 7. The Victoria Falls Declaration, recently seen in the news, is associated with which aspect of global environmental conservation? A. Protection of coral reefs and marine ecosystems. B. Preservation and restoration of wetlands. C. Conservation of tropical rainforests. D. Prevention of desertification in arid regions. The correct answer is option B. Delegates from 172 countries have convened in Victoria Falls, a resort city in Zimbabwe, for the 15th meeting of the Conference of Contracting Parties to the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. A major outcome of COP15 is the adoption of the Victoria Falls Declaration, a landmark framework designed to mobilize global action for preservation and restoration of wetlands. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 8. The Prashast app, frequently mentioned in the news, is related to which of the following? A. Screening disability conditions. B. Agricultural market prices. C. Online mental health counseling. D. Water quality monitoring. The correct answer is option A. The Prashast mobile app screens 21 disabilities mentioned under the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016 at the school level, helping teachers identify students needing support. It uses a checklist for observations which are shared with special educators to enable timely interventions and provide necessary resources and accommodations. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 9. Consider the following pairs. We have rivers and their tributary. 1. Krishna, Indravati. 2. Godavari, Maner. 3. Mahanadi, Sionath. How many of the pairs mentioned above is or are correctly matched? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option B. The Krishna River does not have Indravati as its tributary. Instead, its major tributaries include Bhima, Tungabhadra, Ghatprabha, Malprabha, and Musi rivers. Indravati is a significant left bank tributary of the Godavari River. Hence, pair 1 is not correctly matched. The Godavari also receives other important tributaries such as the Maner, Pravara, Purna, Manjara, Pranhita, and Sabari. Hence, pair 2 is correctly matched. Mahanadi receives major tributaries such as Sionath, Hasdeo, Mand, and Ib. Hence, pair 3 is correctly matched. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following statements regarding the Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025. 1. The threshold for determining substantial interest has been revised from Rs 5 lakh to Rs 2 crore. 2. Public sector banks cannot transfer unclaimed shares, interests, and bonds to the Investor Education and Protection Fund. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. The Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025 is a legislative reform enacted to modernize and strengthen the legal, regulatory, and governance framework of the Indian banking sector. Key reforms. The threshold for determining substantial interest has been revised from Rs 5 lakhs to Rs 2 crore, which remained unchanged since 1968, aligning with present-day economic realities. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Public sector banks can transfer unclaimed shares, interests, and bonds to the Investor Education and Protection Fund. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now, let us look at the practice question for today. Which of the following best describes an alternative investment fund? A. A government-sponsored fund that exclusively finances infrastructure projects. B. A retail mutual fund that pools money from small investors for stock market investment. C. A privately pooled investment vehicle that collects funds from high net worth investors to invest as per a defined strategy. D. A special fund maintained by the RBI to provide liquidity support to financial institutions. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.